This problem says to write the following numbers in scientific notation. So let's first discuss what it means to be a number in scientific notation. These numbers are given in standard notation that are just probably like the numbers that you're used to seeing. But to write a number in scientific notation, you need to start out with some number, and that number needs to be between 1 and 10. So you have some number that's out in the front, and then you'll have times 10 to some power. And that power can either be a positive or a negative number, depending on the context. So let's look at an example. We have 24,010 here. When you have a number that doesn't have a decimal written, the decimal is always going to be at the end of the number. So the decimal is an invisible decimal that's here at the far right of the number. But to write it into scientific notation, we need for this decimal to be moved to make a number between 1 and 10. So let's move the decimal to right here. And we move that decimal 1, 2, 3, 4 places in the left to get 4 places to the left to get it there. So now we've written the number as 2.401, and we can leave off that last 0 because it's not needed. Now we've written a number between 1 and 10 out front. Next we need to write times 10 to some power, and that power depends on how many times we move the decimal place. We move the decimal place 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the left. So moving the decimal 4 units to the left means that the exponent will be a positive 4. So one way that I like to think about it is if I'm making a number smaller, like 2.401 is smaller than 24,010, my exponent will always be a positive number if I'm making my number smaller. But if I'm making my number out front bigger, then the exponent will be a negative number to balance that out. So this is the first answer is 2.401 times 10 to the power of 4. Now let's look at part B. So part B already has a decimal that we can see. So it already starts out a little bit differently. It has a decimal that we can see. We want to make the number into a number between 1 and 10. So to do that, we need to put the decimal right here to make 7.96, because that's a number between 1 and 10. If we put it here, it would be 0.7 and be smaller than 1, so that's not good. If we put it here, it'd be 79.6, that's bigger than 10, so we don't want that as well. We want it to be, basically, you want a number in front of the decimal that's not a 0. So since 7 is not 0, we put the decimal after the 7. And you only want 1 digit before to the left of the decimal. Okay, so from here let's go ahead and write our 7.96. That's our number out front. And let's see how many times we had to move the decimal in order to get there. We had to move 1, 2, 3, 4 place values. So we moved the decimal 4 place values. So we have times 10 again to the 4. However, this time we made our number, instead of making our number smaller from 0.000796 to 7.96, this time we made our number bigger. So when we make our number bigger, we have to balance that out by making the exponent negative. So this would be the answer for part B, 7.96 times 10 to the negative 4. So as far as the zeros go, you don't need to leave zeros out in the front. You also don't need to leave zeros behind the last non-zero digit, but you need to keep zeros that are in between. So you need to keep like a 0 that's in between 2 non-zero digits, but not any zeros to the right of the last non-zero digit or any zeros that are to the left of the first non-zero digit. Okay, So I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, please like my video and also subscribe to my channel. I have some links down in the description if you're interested in tutoring or if you would like to support my channel either in a one-time donation or as a recurring donation, as I'm trying to get out some information to help people succeed in their studies. Thanks for watching.